Hello YouTube, what is up? Connor Brooks here with another review for you. Today I have a real treat for you, and I'm very excited to review this locomotive. Before we get into that, if you follow the channel, you may have noticed that there's been a lack of content the past couple months, and that is because I have not been here. Started junior year. That is fun. Very stressful, but we are getting through, and that also means very busy. But I'm finally back up in the layout room, and while I was away, a new train came in the mail. Drum roll, please. It's just, it doesn't really work with one hand. That's okay. Anyway, it is the Athearn Genesis SD70ACE George Bush 4141 with Tsunami 2 sound. I have been testing the locomotive, and it sounds fantastic. I'm so excited for you to see this. But first, let's just take a look at this amazing box. Athearn did a great job with the box. Not only is it painted like the locomotive, which I quite like because it looks like Air Force One, and Air Force One is the coolest airplane ever. So you've got the Genesis logo. We have the Presidential Library, the George Bush Presidential Library seal, Union Pacific, and the George Bush 41. So along the side is your normal Athearn Genesis. Box side has a picture of the locomotive, description, Tsunami 2, LED lights, all that good stuff. Over here is just more Athearn Genesis stuff. Very cool. Hopefully I'll be able to take this box top off with one hand. Maybe. Almost. We're getting there. I feel really bad doing this to this box, but I think I got it. So inside the box is your normal stuff. This is what is important. This is the Tsunami 2 diesel locomotive operator and sound guide. That is what is most important. The rest of this is paperwork, suppliers, declaration of conformity. Don't know what that is. This describes the 1-year warranty. That is important, especially with this locomotive. It's very detailed, very intricate. So if you break it, having a 1-year warranty is pretty nice. Here is the exploded parts diagram for the Athearn Genesis SD70ACE and SD70M-2. Goes all the way to the back there too. Here's a list of all the parts. It's kind of crazy how many parts there are. Oh my goodness. There's also, yeah, wow. All right, cool. That's exciting. Here is the warranty card. I'm going to have to fill this out and send this in. I just opened this locomotive last night, so it really is new. And here is just some Athearn sign up for the news. They always got to put that in there. Take off this, and here is where the locomotive would be. Of course, if you follow my channel, you know I already have the locomotive on the layout. But the locomotive would be in here. And then you would take this out, open it as any other locomotive. There's like the plastic cloth thing to protect the paint, handrail protectors, all that. And then in here is some extra parts that I found yesterday. I really don't know what they are, but they are like silver and wiry looking. No idea, but it comes with the locomotive if you get this. I'm assuming that comes standard with all Athearn Genesis SD70s. I don't really know, because I don't have another one. This locomotive is actually super out of the era that I'm doing on the layout, but I don't know. I just feel like this was a locomotive that was a must-be, especially with the passing of George H.W. Bush. I do also have the, I guess I'll tell you as I'm walking over to the layout. I do also have the MTH funeral car on pre-order, so when that comes out I will have that, and I'm very excited. So here is the locomotive in all her pride and glory. Let's just do a nice side view, go all the way around to the back. This is just an absolutely beautiful locomotive. I actually had on pre-order the MTH one, and after looking at pictures and everything, I realized that this one was just a better looking one. I don't know about sound-wise if it's better, but this is just visually pleasing, and it is absolutely beautiful. While the MTH one does have an MSRP of $40 less, I thought, and my dad agreed with me, that the $40 extra was totally worth it. This is absolutely beautiful. So let's start with the front. On the front, there is the snowplow, Athearn Genesis coupler, MU hoses that are movable, which is nice. I don't really know what the this red wire is, which I just... Oh, I thought I pried that out. Wow, that was scary. Maybe I just shouldn't stop. I think I did. Nope, I didn't. I don't know what that is, but it is there, and I know that is on multiple modern diesel locomotives. So maybe someone in the comments could tell me what that is. Ditch lights that are operational but are not... They do not oscillate when the horn is blasted. I tried to do some CVs. I could not figure it out. So maybe someone in the comments could tell me. Handrails, which I just... Gross. They're sturdy but flimsy, so I would be careful with them. On the front is the Union Pacific logo, headlights, and number boards which do not light up, 44, 41, 41. Separately applied grab irons, separately applied windshield wipers, which are very nice. Going over to the side, there is sunshades, which is very nice. There is the... Probably not going to be able to focus, but there is the George Bush Library seal. Down here is the truck detail, which is absolutely amazing. It looks like there is something right there, but I have no idea what that is. Moving along the side, you can also see that there's like under here detail, which I have not seen on many locomotives. Here's the fuel tank, nice giant fuel tank. And then here is the rear trucks. Looking onto the top, since this is a Genesis locomotive, there is a nice walkway tread, and the handrails, just like the front, they're sturdy but also flimsy at the same time. I've noticed that with Genesis handrails, they're very thin. That makes them more prototypical, I believe. Going on to the back here, same thing, coupler, MU hoses, cool red thing, handrails. Headlight, or I guess it would be reverse light. I do not know what this white thing is jutting out, but it is something, and it is detailed. I don't know. Also on the side, you can see there is an American flag, which is beautiful. Forgot to mention there is the George Bush 41 Presidential Library and Museum there. Vents, grills, all that special stuff. Going on to the roof, which is also super nice and detailed. This is the cab roof. As you can see, there is no PTC antenna array, and that is because prototypically this did not have one. But I guess if you really wanted to be unprototypical, you can add it. But there are no cab figures inside. But with all Genesis SD70s, you can take the top off because there are two magnets right there. There's just two magnets, and there is a detailed cab, so you can add cab figures if you would like. They make that very easy for you. And this just, as you could hear, it just snaps right back on. But I did not put it on quite right, because this has to be under that, I believe. Okay, maybe if I could get a grip or something. Oh, come on. Can't be this hard. That is because I am not a lefty. Or, guess I'm not a righty either. Kind of don't want to break the locomotive, but this was supposed to be. You know what? I'll fix that later. I will try to pry this off as we are. Oh, come on. You know what? I'm just going to go from the front here. There we go. So this just kind of goes, and I did the exact same thing. It's because of magnets. They're very strong. There we go. More on. You probably won't be able to notice a difference in the video, but I do. Here's the diesel exhaust horn, which is a very nice horn. Prototypically put on, I was watching some reviews that said that this locomotive actually has the horn flipped. Like, normally it's the other way, but this one has it facing this way. I don't know if that's true or not. Here are some diesel fans. I believe these are the dynamic brake fans. and they're very nice and detailed. As you can see, they quite stand out because everything is blue, white, or gray, and then there's just black there. And then here's another fan on the back. So, it is a very, very beautiful locomotive, as you can tell, but that is only one side of the locomotive, so we now have to go to the other side. So I do know that there are some differences between this side and this side, specifically in this area right here. It says much more up, I guess is a good way to put it. There's separately applied grab irons that you kind of have to climb a ladder to get up on. On this side, there is not that, and there is just steps, and I've noticed that with the SD70ACE, which I didn't really notice until I got this locomotive, but now that I noticed it, I'm like, oh, I definitely did see that. Though the rest of this side is almost the same. As you can see on this side, along with the presidential seal, there is also the Union Pacific Building America logo. So, those are the details of this beautiful locomotive. I'm just going to sit here again so you can look at it. It is just stunning. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but this is just a beautiful locomotive. And the colors are amazing. These are my favorite colors. Anything blue, light blue, not necessarily white, but the blue. And I also love Air Force One, and this looks like a Air Force One version of a train version of Air Force One, which is exactly what it is. So that is awesome. All right, let's go ahead and get into the sounds. Before I do that, I do just want to, I guess having my sound guide would be a little important. I do want to say that out of the box, the horn is loud, the bell is quiet. That's what I noticed. So I've actually adjusted some of the volume CVs to make them more equal and louder. So the sounds you hear are not exactly what you'll get out of the box, but they are the same default sounds, just not volume-wise. So there's your startup sequence. Let's first check the headlight, which is F0. Nice, bright, white LED. It's actually brighter on the camera than it is in person. So that's that. Ditch lights, F5. Same, they're a little dimmer in person, but they're still nice. F1 is the bell. F2, Longhorn. F3, that was weird. But yeah, F3, Shorthorn. I pushed it before I said it. Whoops, let's do that again. There we go. I'm going to use F1, 2, and 3 to do a grade crossing sequence real fast. I think that's the coolest thing ever. F4 is dynamic brake, which you have to be moving for. That's pretty cool. F5, like I said, is the ditch lights. This is when we use our operator's guide to tell me exactly what is what. F6 is lighting effect 2, but this one is not equipped with that, so it's not important. F7 is dimmer and cabin chatter. Or cab chatter, sorry. I don't think you'll be able to hear it, but there is... Oh. Wow, I just noticed this. In the cab, there's a camera. Like, I saw this on another review. It's kind of like a dash cam. That is awesome. That is cool. Just showing you Athearn's attention to detail. So there is cab chatter. You are not going to be able to hear it. I have this volume up very high on everything else, so I'll figure that out maybe. But the cab chatter is the most important thing to me. F8 is mute, and F9 is half volume. So that's pretty cool. F10 well, those are the main functions. F10 is straight to 8, so that would be manual notching all the way up. F11 and 12 have to do with brakes. F13 is coupler. And uncouple. F14 is half speed and momentum. F15 is handbrake. Even though this one would probably not be used on a diesel locomotive, F23, it's an all aboard. But yeah, that is the main sounds. Tsunami 2 is actually pretty cool, and you can program many sounds. There's a lot of sounds on this decoder. Though, from what I've heard and seen on the reviews, the sounds that are already on here are very prototypical, which means that Athearn did a good job. So, I don't really plan on changing very much, except I'm not a big fan of the bell. So I might change that. But other than that, I like the sounds. Now let's get into operation. So, speed step 1. Whoops. That was not the locomotive. The snow plow is pretty low, so it hit some of my rocks. But when it's moving at speed, it doesn't affect it at all. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't really want to hit the train over there, so we will now go ahead and bring it back, and you can see the reverse headlight. Reverse headlight, wow. The reverse light. All right, speed step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that'll do it for operation and whatnot. Let's bring it back. As you can hear, there is a brake release, which I kind of just realized, so I'm going to bring this back to the center. Awesome. And there you have it, YouTube. The Athearn Genesis SD70ACE George Bush 4141 with Tsunami 2. An amazing locomotive. I know that all of their SD70ACEs are probably this beautiful. I know that they have multiple releases. This is the most recent, and I know that they have multiple Union Pacific special ones, plus the other railroads that have them. So if you model this era, I highly recommend the Athearn Genesis SD70ACE. Thank you so much for choosing my channel. I hope you enjoyed this review. Comment down below a suggestion or two. I love to read your comments. I always respond to the comments. And please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.